So I am reading a book about fasting at the moment, and that started to get me thinking about what it means to create and find and curate our own individual spiritual paths. Um, the reason for that is because fasting does not at all resonate with me. And I decided to read the book knowing that I'm not into the idea of fasting or fasting for religious or spiritual purpose. Simply because my stepmother, the mother of my partner, she raves about fasting constantly, or at least the idea of fasting, and even breatharianism. So instead of going through life not understanding, I thought I would read a bit about it and maybe I could understand her viewpoint. So what this book made me realize is that yes, there are certain things that I get, that I think is cool, that I think is good, and I can understand why people are into it. And then there are other things that I'm like, this is not for me, this is too far, this does not resonate at all. Like, this makes me want to jump off a bridge and just to get away from it. And I think that is true with a lot of things in life. That is true with everything in life. You're gonna come across things that you resonate with immediately. You're gonna feel it in your heart chakra. You're vibing with it. Yes, yes, yes. And then you're gonna find things in life and you're gonna immediately get some some pain, a cramp in your stomach, and you're gonna feel, oh no, 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 no. And we have to trust that feeling. How does whatever this thing is, a person, a religion, a whatever, but for the sake of this video, let's focus it in on different spiritual beliefs or different spiritual practices. How does it make me feel when I first encounter it? If it makes you feel heart chakra, vibration, yes, 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 you should go for that. Do more of that. Focus on that. And if you feel that no, 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 run away. Like, there's no simpler way to say it. Get out. Get away as fast and as far as you can. And that kind of summed the video up more eloquently and way faster than I wanted to. But let's kind of flesh this out a little bit. I was raised, as many people in the West, with monotheistic background, and honestly many people in the East as well. I was specifically raised in a Christian household, and I never resonated with it. I never resonated with kind of the dynamics, the power dynamics in monotheistic religions. I never felt at home. And I think ultimately when we have a spiritual practice, it needs to feel like our home because it lives right here in our heart chakra. No one else can see it. No one else can come stop by and visit. It is something that we purely have for ourselves. And for that reason, if it does not resonate with us, if something feels off, doesn't matter what everyone else thinks around us, if it feels off for us, that's not our home. That's not where we're meant to be. That's not what we are meant to do. And ultimately in this life, we just have this lifetime on here on earth. We don't know 100%. I cannot tell you 100% what happens when you die. Reincarnation, maybe, like returning to the universal energy, which is kind of what I think, in however you interpret that. I think that is what happens when we die. We come back to the source. That is my theory. But am I 100% sure? No. And don't trust anyone who thinks that they are 100% sure about what happens when we die, because frankly, and this is the reality, this is the truth, it does not matter. If we spend our entire lives focusing on what comes after. We miss what we have right here at the present. So let's focus on creating that home for us, for ourselves here on earth. We cannot do that through material objects and possessions. Money, that is fleeting. What we can do is make that home right here inside of ourselves. The one place where we can be accepted for who and what we truly are, by the one person that can do that, ourselves. By finding God inside ourselves, in this space, by being one with God, however you see God, universal energy. I just use that word to be able to grasp infinity. We cannot put spirituality or religion in words. It simply doesn't work. We try, we struggle, and we fail. But let's talk a little bit about how can we create that home? How do we find that home? Because so many of us are lost. We search for that home in others. We search for that home in experiences. And then we never find it. We feel like we can't constantly searching for ourselves, when we already have it right here. And I think the key to that is saying, first of all, what does not serve me? Whether it's the religion or spiritual system that you were brought up in as a child, what of those things do I like? What of those things am I like, yes, yes, yes? And the things that do not bring me joy, that do not feel like my truth, just let it go. Breathe it out. So for me, for a long time, after moving out of the home, after kind of creating distance between myself and my Christian roots, I was searching for that home. I was searching for it everywhere. And that's kind of what led me here onto this platform, into energy work and Reiki and shamanism. And I was searching so hard. And if I did not search for these things, I would not have found my home, which is a contradiction, I know. But ultimately searching for those things, like looking into other religions, belief systems, led me back home, realizing the one constant is myself. The one constant is how it feels in my body. Whatever you're doing, how does it feel? How does the energy feel in my body? A lot of people who come into Reiki and shamanism and also Eastern religions and traditions, they are really into archetypal worshipping the archetypes, identifying the archetypes in real life and in their situations, in their lives. See, I cannot even talk about it clearly because it's something that does not resonate for me. And we see a lot of that online. And there's some videos where I also work with archetypes, which you will see on my channel, whether it's like angels or gods or goddesses. And I did not do a lot of it because I constantly felt like, I'm somehow not spiritual enough to get it. I'm not spiritual enough to relate with that, because I see how easy it came to other people. And I thought the reason that I was somehow unable to relate with that, or to feel and identify it as truth in my own life, was because there was like a block. And I don't know why I was thinking that, or why I was made to believe that. And I think it has to do a lot with the fact that I had a mentor at the time who helped me a lot with a bunch of things, and really made me realize, it's okay to focus on these things in life, because it's okay to focus on spirituality and trying to find your own place. And my mentor at the time was a lot older than me. He was the same age as my parents, and because I never got that from my parents, I think in a lot of ways he served as a father figure in that way. So I really appreciated him, and I still do. I still appreciate that time. But he was practicing a lot with archetypes, using and introducing like different archetypes into Reiki practices and in shamanic journeys, and I could feel, yeah, it works. Yeah, it works. Like that's always what he asked people, like after a session, after a journey. Yeah, but does it work? Did you feel that it works? And the answer is always yes, because energy work works. And I thought, or I was made to think that the reason it works, or the reason that it's somehow stronger than pure Reiki or pure energy, is because of these archetypes. So I tried and I tried to incorporate it. I tried and I tried. I read up so many books about different goddesses and all of these things in the hopes of incorporating that into my practice, but it did not resonate. And that followed me into my interest in witchcraft, which came after I left this channel. I really dove headfirst into witchcraft. And I know the question from a lot of people is going to be like, what type of witchcraft? Maybe you were not doing the right type of witchcraft, because I know when it comes to religion and spiritual practices, people like to judge what other people are doing, which makes no sense because it's a personal path. But to answer your question, like, I was really into certain elements of Wicca. I was especially into certain elements of green witchcraft and like kitchen witchcraft, where you bake the stuff, and I thought that was cool. And I had my little book of shadows that I wrote all my notes in, and my correspondences and stuff. And you know what I learned at the end of the day? It's just energy. Like, I'm not into anything that does not boil down to the fact that it is energy. I'm an energy worker. That is my vibe. I like things simple because everything in existence is energy, and I like to see it that way. I don't like to label it. I don't like to work with archetypes. I don't like to work with angels. I don't like to say certain incantations and words and mantras in a certain way, which I did a lot on this channel. So if you upset that I'm saying that, I understand that, but that was my path. I had to go through it. And if it works for you, that's great. I'm not saying these things don't work. I'm saying about what resonates. So my advice, if you are feeling like you're not at home yet here, which I know it's difficult, and at certain times we feel at home, certain times not. If you feel like you have not found and curated this home right here in the fourth chakra, maybe it is time to go searching. Search. Read a book that you would never read. Like, whatever calls to you. If you're like, oh, crystals, that sounds fun, read the book about crystals. Like, get a rose quartz if you like it. Tarot. Like, I would like to learn how to read cards. Learn how to read the cards. Look at your birth chart. Like, learn about the planets, because all of these things are related. They like flow into each other because of the energy. And whatever means you need to understand that energy inside and outside of yourself better, that's great. If it resonates, pull it in. Create a life that you are happy with. Create a life that feels like it's your own, even if it is crazy to other people, even if you look like you're straight out of some weird movie, and what the hell are you wearing? What the hell are you saying? Happy with that, and be happy. Create a life that you are proud of, and allow yourself ultimately to be happy. Allow yourself to be the person that you know you are, because we all run away from that. We all run away from who we truly are in the hopes of finding ourselves. I just felt that very intensely, because that's what I did for a long time, and it feels like only the last few weeks I've been coming home. I ran away from who I was because I was scared that others would not accept me, scared that my parents would not accept me. I had a very intense experience last year where my parents basically told me that I had to change because I'm gonna go to hell for being interested in astrology, and they found some witchcraft books when I was visiting them. They told me I was gonna go to hell, and I just said to my mother, but did you read these things? There's nothing negative. I choose to see everything as love in this lifetime. Is religion not love? The same as these things? And this was very traumatic for me, and maybe it's not something that I should be sharing on this channel, but it made me feel like I had to choose between myself and my parents. Was I gonna be the person that they wanted me to be and lose myself in the process? Or was I gonna stay true to myself and lose my parents in the process? And that is still something that is very unclear in my life. This is still something that is a healing wound in my life, and I'm sharing because maybe that's you. Maybe you are also afraid of acknowledging yourself for fear of judgment, for fear of not being accepted. And I am sorry that I cannot help you deal with that. I'm sorry that I cannot take that pain away from you. And maybe that's what you're looking for when watching this video, like, how do I deal with that pain? And the answer that I have, and the only truth that I think can be found in that, is you have to heal yourself by accepting yourself fully. You only have yourself in this lifetime. And by accepting that truth and saying, I may not be perfect, but even if everyone else pushes me away, you know what? That's gonna be a sign for me that I should come back home. That I should love myself more. That I should be there for myself more. Because that's the only way that we can find truth and acceptance in this lifetime. That's the only way that we can find happiness in this lifetime. And you have a space here. I want us to make the space. Doesn't matter how many people watch this video, but if you are actually watching this, I want you to know that this is a safe space. This is a space where you can be unapologetically yourself, and we will accept you. So if you are dealing with something similar, please write me a message. I would love to read it. I would love to offer some advice if I can, but ultimately offer some acceptance. Let's accept each other. Because by first accepting ourselves, then we can ultimately learn to accept those around us, and the world can help each other heal. We can help the world heal. So if I can offer a little advice, if you want to help with that self-acceptance, self-love journey to ultimately get further on your spiritual path, to ultimately find yourself, to come back home, you can meditate a bit on your heart chakra. You can lay both hands over your heart. We can do that now together, why not? Deep breath in. Deep breath out. Now I just want you to become aware of your heart space. How does it feel? Do you feel anything in your heart cavity? Any sort of sensation? I want you to breathe into this space. Every time you breathe in, you can think, I accept. And whether you want to continue that sentence is up to you. You can say, I accept myself, I accept this day, I accept this journey that I am on, I accept this life. Or simply, I accept. And every time that you breathe out, you can think, I let go. I let go of. Is there something specific in your life that you want to let go of? Or simply letting go of everything that does not serve you, everything that is not meant for you. If you want, I urge you to stay seated in this simple meditation to help activate the heart chakra. Oh, it's so nice. It just feels so good. And remember, spirituality is not intellectual. It cannot be intellectualized. Is that a word? It is about how we feel. Are our chakras vibrating as they should? Is our body invigorated as it should be? How does it feel, everything that we do inside our bodies, physically, energetically? If it does not feel good, it's probably not meant to be. Do more of what makes you feel alive, what makes you feel good. And with that, I know this video was very erratic because my mind today is also very erratic, but I hope that you could have found some truth in this video, something that could help you on your journey. And with that, I hope you have a wonderful day. From my heart to yours.